Namaste and hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, the Metaphysical Library. In today's video, I'm going to share my TBR for the Halloween Readathon. Now, the Halloween Readathon is a 2-month readathon commencing from the 1st of September 2021 and it will continue till the 31st of October 2021. This readathon has been hosted by the DarkAcademiaBookClub, which is the brainchild of Nasya, and I will link her announcement video in the card above over here and in the description box below for you to cross-check. Now, there is a very fun bingo board which Nasya has created over here. I hope you can see this. And the criteria, there are only 2 criteria. The first criteria is either we try to go bingo with 4 books anyway across, or direct or diagonal, etc., or we try, and the second option is that we try and read as many books we can to check off all the boxes on the bingo board, as well as we can double up of course on books, but we should read maximum of the books and complete all the prompts. So I have a massive TBR. Of course, the TBR which I've chosen, most of them do fulfill or can be doubled up as well on the prompts, but in case if I can't finish them, then obviously there's a prompt which can, or there's a book which could always double up on the prompt. So to know more, do please join me further in this video. the books for the prompts which are left out for the third row vertical. So I have covered the first two prompts above the free space already on the bingo board. Now below the free space on the bingo board, vertical, the third row, the prompt is to read a horror or a thriller. So for this, I have chosen to read The House of Whispers by Laura Purcell, and she is the author of, I believe, The Poison Thread as well. And from the back of the book, it reads as, consumption has ravaged Louis Pinecroft's family, leaving her and her father alone and heartbroken. But Dr. Pinecroft has plans for a revolutionary experiment, convinced that sea air will prove to be the cure of his wife and children's needs. He arranges to house a group of prisoners suffering from the disease in the caves beneath his new Cornish home. While he devotes himself to his controversial medical trials, Louis finds herself increasingly discomfited by the strange tales, her new made tales of the fairies that hunt the land, searching for those they can steal away to their realm. 40 years later, Hester arrives at Morveran House to take up a position as a nurse to the now partially paralyzed and mute Miss Pinecroft. Hester has fled to Cornwall to try to escape her past, but surrounded by superstitious staff enacting bizarre rituals, she soon discovers her new home may be just as dangerous as our last. It's a brilliantly atmospheric and chilling tale, etc. That's the appreciation which is written for this. So this is for a horror, and it's partly a thriller as well. So that will be for the last prompt on, I'm sorry, the second last prompt of the third row vertical. And then the last prompt is a spooky audiobook. So for this, I am listening to the Monster Collection, which I'll be putting it up over here or here. So there are 3 audiobooks on that. Most probably I will be listening to Dracula, but in case if not Dracula, then definitely there are the other 2 as well, which I intend to listen as well. So there are 2 months, so of course, why not try it out. And now I will be moving on to the 4th row vertical. So the first 2 prompts are already covered, which is a book with fall vibes but no spook, and a book with a murder. And the third prompt is a book which takes place, or the plot which takes place in a haunted house. So for this, I have chosen to read Catherine Barter's We Played with Fire, The Spirit Talking Fox Sisters Await You. Now, this is a book which is inspired by the real life of the Fox sisters, and who were mediums. Now, from the back of the book, it reads as, how nice it would be to make them doubt themselves for once, make them see that they were not more things in the world than they were capable of explaining. Maggie has been accused of a terrible crime, but only her younger sister Kate believes her version of events. Now, banished to a lonely, freezing house in upstate New York, Maggie and Kate are bored and restless. They begin to make mischief in the night to startle their parents, but the house seems to be waking up, and whatever haunts it has a message for the sisters. Maggie sees her chance to finally be believed, but not all ghosts want to play fair. Inspired by the true tale of the Fox sisters, the girls who claimed to speak with the spirits of the dead. So that will be the book for a story which takes place in a haunted house. Now, the next prompt is to read a book which has ghosts in it. So for this, I have chosen to read Afterlife by Jessica Faleiro, Ghost Stories from Goa. So from the back of the book, it reads as, Goa. The Fonseca family is gathered in Savio's house on the eve of a 75th birthday. It starts raining heavily, the electricity fails, and in the darkness, family members narrate their encounters with the supernatural. As the night advances, many stories, deeply unsettling, for they are all connected to the Fonseca name, come tumbling out. An ominous bird visits the family matriarch on her deathbed. A young boy is possessed by an older man's spirit, and a deceased uncle sends an urgent message from beyond the grave. Startling family secrets are revealed, as in an ancient curse that forever binds the family. So this is the premise of this particular book, and it's quite short and interesting, so that will be for a book with ghosts prompt. And the last prompt in the fourth row vertical is a book about a vampire. So I have chosen to read Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire. And from the back of the book it reads as: in a darkened room the boy sits, waiting for the story to begin. His companion is a young man cloaked in shadow, his voice low and soft. Only the pure white of his collar is visible in the gloom. The story of this man's life is about to be told, a story of a vampire facing a dark stretch of eternity, cursed with an exquisite craving for human blood. So that will be the choice for a vampire story. There are other choices which I would like to make as well, but I do have quite a collection of books on vampires. So let's see, if I can finish this, I probably will move on to Dracula's Child, which I believe is over here, and there is also Dracula, which I've never read. So let's see if time permits. Now the last row, the last column, which is the fifth row, the fifth column, I have already covered the first two prompts, which is a spin-off on retelling of a classic spooky read and a book with mythical creatures. And after that we have a graphic novel. So I will be reading two graphic novels, one in September and one in October, so, or maybe both in September. So the first is Neil Gaiman's Death. This is the book. Now from the back of the book it reads as, I'm sorry, I don't think we have the story over here. No, I don't think I have the story over here at all. No, it's only the appreciation for Neil Gaiman. So I'm really sorry, I have no idea about the plot of this book, but yes, this is for the graphic novel. That's the first graphic novel. The second graphic novel is also by Neil Gaiman and in collaboration with Charles Vez, which is Stardust, being a romance within the realms of the fairy. And since it is it will be Mabel soon, so I have tried to choose this book because of the fall season. And from the back of the book it reads as, in the sleepy English countryside at the dawn of the Victorian era lies the village of Wall, a secluded hamlet that takes its name from an imposing stone barrier that surrounds a fertile grassland. The leisurely pace in Wall is disrupted only once every 9 years as the mortal and the magical meet upon the meadows for a market fair like no other. It is here, in the Wall, that young Tristan Thorne loses his heart to the town beauty, a woman who is as cold and distant as the star she and Tristan see fall from the sky on a crisp October evening. To gain the hand of his beloved, Tristan rashly vows to fetch the fallen star and embarks upon a lover's quest that will carry him over the ancient wall and into a world beyond his wildest imaginings. So that's the premise of this particular book. I'm really sorry, my ring light is shining on it, but it's got a beautiful cover, and the novel itself is definitely very beautiful. And the second last prompt on the bingo board is to read read a book which has an orange or a black cover. So for this, this has both orange and black cover. I mean, it has both orange and black on its cover. So this is Yakshini by Neil De Silva, and the cover is actually beautiful. And from the back of the book it reads as, 15-year-old Meenakshi is no ordinary girl. Blessed with celestial attributes, she has beauty that would rival a goddess's. A unique communion with nature, and a supernatural being lives inside her. Even so, Meenakshi lives amongst men, and eventually the evil eye falls upon her. That's when the Yakshini, who is a supernatural being inside her, awakens. As the Yakshini takes control, Meenakshi is catapulted into a world of passion and violence that even threatens her husband's life. And as far as the Yakshini, which is a supernatural being, goes, halfway to the heavens, in a realm hidden by the clouds, a divine beauty, a Yakshini, is facing a sentence for her folly. Down on earth, a couple in Maharashtra is expecting their 7th child and is performing a special yajna or ritual to fulfill their desires. By a strange quirk of fate, these two distinctly different lives are soon to be intertwined. So basically it's about this young girl who's supposed to be the seventh child, and there are special rituals conducted so that she's born healthy, and her life is intertwined, or her soul is intertwined with that of a yakshini who is cursed for, or accused as a sentence for her folly which she might have committed, and both have to live in the same body. So the last prompt is to read a book which has the word witch or dark or blood or bone or body in the title. So I do have two books. In fact, I do have three books, but two books over here are the Witch Trial and Anna Dressed in Blood. I think I do have dark somewhere as well. So yes, that will be third book. So those are the books that I will be completing for the Halloween Readathon. In fact, I hope I will be able to complete, and I am quite eager to start off immediately, and I will see you soon with another video. So till then, take care, have a good reading week ahead, and namaste.